Dear students, in this video, we will study about bar graph, its meaning, drawing, and interpretation. What is a bar graph? Bar graph is another way of representing data visually. The properties of a bar graph are as follows. In a bar graph, the data is represented through bars of uniform width. These bars can be drawn either vertically or horizontally with equal spacing between them. The length of each bar corresponds to a certain value in the data. Now that we are aware of the characteristics of a bar graph, it is time to learn how to draw a bar graph. Drawing a bar graph is quite easy. Let us learn how to create it step by step. Take a good look at the data provided. In this data, we see that information is provided about the different types of vegetables and their available number in a shop. Now, draw a horizontal line at the bottom of the paper with the help of a scale. Then, draw a vertical line perpendicular to the horizontal line, intersecting at point O. Label horizontal line as type of vegetables and vertical line as the number. Also remember, we can interchange the positions of items and represent data in a different way. Now, we need to choose a scale, which simply means that we must decide how many vegetables will be represented by 1 unit length of a bar. For setting the scale, we need to observe the frequency of the data, which is 5, 15, 10, 2, 20 and 18. In most of the cases, we see a common pattern of a leap of 5. Therefore, setting the scale of 5 vegetables per unit will be a good option here. So, 1 unit is equal to 5 vegetables. We can always increase the scale depending upon the frequency of the data. Now, mark the scale on the vertical line at regular intervals, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20. Now, draw the bars and label the horizontal axis like this. Cauliflower at 5, onion at 15, tomato 10, lettuce 2, capsicum 20 and carrot, which is 18. Just keep in mind that the length of the bars should correspond to the data provided in the table. Also, they should be of uniform width and space them equally. Now, let us draw a bar graph. The following table shows the number of laptops manufactured in a factory during the years 2016 to 2021. Illustrate this data using a bar graph and choose a scale of your choice. Now, you have the data. Pause the video, observe the data carefully and draw the graph on your own. Okay, now let us create the bar graph together step by step. Draw a horizontal and a vertical line. So here is a horizontal and vertical line. Now label both the lines. Label the vertical line as number of laptops manufactured and horizontal line as years. Choose a scale now. You are free to set any scale of your choice, but for this particular example, I will use 200 laptops per unit. Now, mark the scale on the vertical line. Now, draw the bars. In 2016, 900 laptops were manufactured. In 2017, 600. In 2018, 800 laptops were manufactured. In 2019, these were 1,000. In 2020, 1,400 laptops were manufactured. And in 2021, 1,200 laptops were manufactured. Now that we know how to draw a bar graph, it's time to interpret it. The following bar graph represents the marks obtained by Ankit in the final examination in different subjects. Now, observe the bar graph and try answering the following questions. Your first question is, what information can we obtain from this bar graph? This bar graph provides us information about marks obtained by Ankit in his final exam. It also provides us information about the scale, which is 1 unit length is equal to 20 marks. Your second question is, name the subject in which Ankit scored the highest marks. Look for the longest bar in the bar graph. The longest bar is brown in color. Now check which subject it represents. So, the answer is mathematics. Your next question is, name the subject in which he has scored the least marks. Now, identify the shortest bar in the graph. It is purple in color and it represents social science, which means he has obtained the lowest marks in social science. Now, name all the subjects and the marks obtained by Ankit. For this question, write down the name of all the subjects and mention the score for each by referring to the horizontal axis. So, Ankit has scored 60 in Hindi, 85 in science, 55 in social science, 95 in maths, and 75 in English. It's your turn to interpret the bar graph. Observe this bar graph, which shows the sale of school uniforms in a shop for a particular month from Monday to Friday. And then answer these questions. Let us check the answers now. Your first question is, what is the scale used for school uniforms? The information about the scale is provided in the top right corner of the graph. So, the answer is 1 unit length equals 5 school uniforms. Your second question is, how many school uniforms were sold on Monday? Look at the bar that represents Monday. Look carefully at the reading. The bar stops at 20, which means 20 uniforms were sold on Monday. Your next question is, on which day were the maximum number of school uniforms sold? Now, to answer this question, look for the bar which is the tallest. Correct. The gray bar is the tallest. Hence, the answer is Friday. Now, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to understand a bar graph, draw a bar graph, and interpret a bar graph. Thank you.